Hey guys, it's me, Eric. This is a kind of like a thing for me. I struggled a little bit for a while and didn't realize how losing weight would actually, over time, would be this easy. I think that a lot of people struggle with this, in particular, trying to lose weight. And how do people lose weight is what the first thing I asked myself a lot when I was about at the heaviest, about 235 pounds. And the very basic thing that I can think of ultimately is creating a habit. And that is consistency is always key to almost anything in life, really. I've realized if you save 1 penny a day, it comes up to 365 pennies in a year. And if you save $1 a day, that comes to $365 in a year as well. And so those little tiny things that if you want to have a goal in mind that, like, for instance, is losing weight, I think that losing weight in that goal has to be built on habit and consistency. And how I did it, now I weigh that 193 at the moment right now. It's really by habit, and it's not by changing your lifestyle dramatically from having to eat healthy, start working out, 1 hour every single day or 5 days a week. It's really about having to set yourself up to success, and by doing that, you set yourself by eating healthier food, working out more, and having a healthier lifestyle choices in terms of what kind of foods you eat. Of course, that's really hard and from the get-go, within a week or within a month. And so you set yourself in terms of something really simple, and that is doing 5 push-ups every single day. Now, you're saying, wow, 5 push-ups is so easy. Like, for some people, maybe they can't even do a push-up. Maybe you can just do squats instead. Do 5 squats every single day. And I think that mentality of having the ease of access to build something like 5 push-ups or 5 sit-ups will actually build confidence in yourself, because you realize that that is something that's very easy rather than having to think about that's a chore. And when habits become a chore, that is something that demotivates people, and in a way that's something that you don't want to have. And so for me, every single day or every other day, I would actually make a fruit smoothie. Just some blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, avocado, and strawberries in here. This has a lot of sugar in it, but the thing is that people don't realize most of the sugar is actually good for you. Now, if you're diabetic, of course you don't want to drink this entire thing. You want to manage it as well. But the benefits of having sugar from fruits are complex sugars. There are multiple different types of sugars that most people don't really realize. And having to eat refined sugars such as chocolate, and simple sugars like just pure sugar, table sugar, will actually increase your your intake, and it dissolves into your body much quicker. And so with having a complex sugar, your body works more in terms of breaking the sugar down, and that in return burns more energy. I would say that eventually making small choices like not eating those bag of fries that you bought, or a cup of fries that you bought from McDonald's or from fast food, and having to have probably a bag of sweet potatoes, that might be a healthier choice. Or you could probably say, oh, I'm not going to eat that, I'm going to eat a salad today, just one salad, one bowl of salad, and maybe that'll make you feel full. Or maybe having a cup of water will actually ahead of time will make you feel better. And so those are types of things that kind of compound over time, and compounding can lead to an exponential results over time. And then when I first started about this too as well, I didn't realize, why am I so heavy still? I'm weighing 235 pounds. I'm close to being obese, borderline. I was gaining weight over time because of the stress. And I realized that, those little tiny things that I expected every single time I tried to lose weight, I would get to 220, 215, and I would stay there for maybe about a week and then go right back up to 230 and stuff like that. And I didn't realize, I'm eating way too much carbs. I'm going to fast food, going out to eat way too much, and as a result, I'm not saving as much money as I like, or kind of if I want to do a portfolio, having to do things that you eat at home as well as a lifestyle change. And you can include friends too. If you have friends who are willing to motivate you, I think that is something that people can definitely have like a positive impact. Stuff like this, over time, actually, I was really hesitant about buying a smoothie machine. Smoothie machines are not cheap at all, especially for like these, like, was this the Ninja Bullet, or the Bullet, whatever you call it, NutriBullet. This stuff is like $100 just for this blender, and I thought about it for 3 months about like whether if I wanted to buy it or not. And I think that in terms of investment wise, it does definitely save you a lot more time and better tasting flavors than drinking straight protein, which I did for about 3 months, and that didn't really last too long, you know, in terms of replacing my meals. You could do all sorts of stuff. And so the best way in terms of losing weight, I would say, is by setting yourself for success and doing really simple things to break down into creating a habit. So for instance, if you are wanting to lose weight, do 5 push-ups a day. And just kind of, you know, think about that every single day. Just like 5 push-ups, that's it, easy, you know. And that kind of compounds over time and helping you make decisions of making you feel better in terms of like, oh, I'm going to do that. But, you know, if you want to lose weight, you don't expect to lose weight. You expect to create good habits over time. Then you start losing weight, because the results are something that you don't see every day. You see it over months or every week and stuff. And so it's good to have good habits, and then you can apply this to almost anything that you want in terms of having a great lifestyle, starting to hang out with friends more, being more in conversation, or be more sociable, having to be someone who is more happy as a person. I realize that there are things in life that you can't really control, but there are definitely things that you can control how you feel. Especially when a specific situation happens, you can either panic or not panic and actually sit down and think about these things. And in a way, these kind of videos for me helps me think about situations in life. I think a lot about a lot of things that makes me feel conscious, and I think that as a result, these things kind of make me, you know, stress eat more. I start to feel like I don't have control of my life. Maybe my life is like kind of really weird, and understanding that I don't realize how privileged I am in terms of like, you know, living in a household like this. And so it goes kind of sort of deep in some ways in how my mind thinks. And I acknowledge that, you know, having my family to live in the household still, you know, provide for me is really something I shouldn't take for granted. A lot of people that I realize, and having great friends help me reflect these types of things in life. And these things in life are actually, you know, is difficult. I think that life itself could be something that what you make it to be. And if you don't take advantage of that, then I'm not sure how, when or whenever you're going to be happy, because you can still be angry and sad for the next 50 years until you learn, you know, how to become someone who wants to be happy and who wants to have, you know, hardship, but what that hardship becomes with satisfaction in life. And I think that people who are someone, you know, who experience pain or hardship, as well as, you know, all throughout their life having to be cared for and learning hardship over time with other people and empathy as well as sympathy, you learn that you create people who are better in society as well as people who care for each other. And I think that as a result, lately as a society together, we are kind of diverging from each other with technology being so close to our fingertips. It's difficult to imagine what our life would be like, 20 years from now when we have virtual reality maybe, and who are we connected to? And I think that in terms of experiencing having to play, virtual reality and VR chat, if people have ever heard of that, is that we become more connected in some ways, but we also become more distant because the community in VR chat is nobody really cares who you are. They just kind of casually talk. And in that facade, in terms of reality, when you come back to it, you kind of do miss it. That dopamine effect, your endorphin starts pumping more, and you feel like you're gonna be missing out on a lot of things, especially when you're stuck in that community. Because once you leave, you feel like you don't belong anywhere other than, in that VR chat. And I think this is something like a health major risk for a lot of people, and why we see a lot of people who are obese, or Americans obese. We're so stressed out because of the economy. We're looking at news all the time, seeing everyone's struggling to make ends meet and stuff. And I think that people who are really struggling, and I feel really bad for them. Sometimes people struggle with their own ways, and everybody has something that they are struggling with. As a result, making these videos or having a diary like this does kind of help me a lot. And this kind of diverges a lot from what I'm talking about. But I think that in society, watching videos like these, or people who are watching stuff like this, would actually help people connect. I think that as a result, we need to talk to each other more. And as my job during the nighttime, I work in a restaurant, I talk to a lot of these people, and we have a lot of repeating customers, and I enjoy talking to them a lot. And they're really good people, and every day you see online that people are like, getting murdered, doing crimes, and doing really heinous stuff. As a result, it's difficult to, sometimes for people to shut that off and look at the positive things in life around you. There are so many things that out there that are difficult, but other than that, I think that future is pretty positive in terms of everything else. I think that we're just so connected in terms of everything, looking at negative stuff, and having the positive outlook would actually eventually help you become more of a positive person, as well as looking at this kind of stuff too as well, and just watching my videos, just talking about things. And right now there's a COVID-19 virus going on, so that's kind of difficult. And having a family that runs a business, a restaurant business specifically, is quite frightening for us, because stuff like this is actually uncertain, is very uncertain. And having to learn how to save money, realize that working in having a safety net is really important in life, because if something really bad happened, a lot of people don't have this kind of thing, and so they end up going homeless. Other than that, I just wish that some people could use a little bit more help, and I definitely would recommend that talking to people, even if something really small talk, will eventually help people to learn to become better people. And if people don't take criticism in terms of discussion and arguments, our life is going to be much harder with having to not know the other side. As well as why people who are, going back to this topic, who are struggling to lose weight and having a really healthy or unhealthy lifestyle. And you gotta understand both sides of the spectrum. And I think that way we can help diagnose, or kind of help people realize that there are things in life that you're making bad decisions over time, those little tiny things, and they eventually will compound over time. And you should always invest in your time with people who you care about. No matter how busy you are, you should always be able to invest in time to someone or with someone. So other than that, I hope you guys have a great day, and guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later with another video, probably with a milkshake time. So see you guys later.